I'm Shaquille Lord. Today I'm joined by two very special guests, Alex Farmer-Jukoff and Courtney Emberson. They're both with St. Joseph Children's Home. Now they're here to talk about children's mental health. Now we do know May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Why is it important to talk about this?
Sure, absolutely. As we know, mental health has really just started to become less stigmatized in our community as a whole. As advocates for children, we also recognize the importance of early intervention, and it's critical to their overall well-being. Mental health can really impact all aspects of a child's life, ranging from social interactions, peer interactions, school attendance, physical well-being. So the earlier that we start to have those conversations with our children, it opens up the door to a safe environment to share that, it's okay to ask for help or extra support when needed.
And Alex, talk a little bit about St. Joseph Children's Home and the services you all offer.
Absolutely. So we are pretty well known in Louisville for the picnic every August, but we also have a foster care and adoption program. We have a residential program that we have 4 cottages with 48 kids living on campus at all times. We also have a daycare center at St. Joe's, and we've recently opened up an outpatient program to provide community mental health services to not just the other kids in our programs, but to reach out to the community in Louisville as a whole.
When we talk about therapy, why is it important for kids who may be displaying signs of maybe needing to talk to someone? Why is it important for them to get therapy?
Therapy can provide so many positive impacts on children and adults alike. When we have an environment where they feel comfortable to talk about their thoughts and feelings, to practice coping skills, emotional regulation, it allows them to build that confidence to use that out in daily life. It gives them an opportunity to share how they're feeling and also make real-life connections to how those thoughts, feelings, and behaviors might impact future relationships as well.
If I'm a parent, what are some of the signs that I need to pay attention to if my child, especially if there's a teenager involved, that, hey, let's talk about this, let's, maybe therapy is the best route? What are some signs?
Sometimes our kids are not able to verbalize how they're feeling, so we have to be really in tune with changes in their routines. If we're sleeping more, sleeping less, appetite changes, more irritability, maybe we're avoiding things like school or even things that we enjoy, like hobbies and hanging out with our friends. Those are things that as they're adults we can pick up on and check in with them to see if that's something that would be helpful as far as getting them connected with a therapist.
And ladies, my last question, what are some tips to help children cope with stressful situations? Obviously, you have school, you have friends, if they're in sports activities. What are some things they can do? What parents can do as well, too?
I think the biggest thing that parents can do is open a line of honest communication, really working on that listening and hearing how they're feeling and praising them for sharing rather than keeping that to themselves. But also just encouraging them to prioritize healthy habits, getting sleep, eating regularly, getting outside and being with friends. And if they're having some resistance on that, kind of listening and seeing what are they feeling, why are these things not happening. But something as simple as going on walks, especially our teenagers, like you mentioned, they can have a really hard time sitting across from us and having conversations. So going out on walks or going for drives to just kind of have that intentional time together can open up the door a lot of times.
And Alex mentioned, role modeling that as the adult and as the caregiver, being that healthy support for them and showing that in your daily interactions as well.
Yeah, a lot of great advice. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you're interested in learning more about the St. Joseph Children's Home, just head over to WLKY.com. Later this afternoon, we'll have an article posted with all the information that you need to know. Again, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Make sure you're taking care of yours. We'll send it back to you.